What's up? I made two videos today, so go check out the other one that I made earlier. It's of the 125 gallon feeding, so check that out after this one. But I hope you enjoy this video, so let's get to it. So what's going on with the 36 gallon is I'm turning this into a saltwater tank. What's going to happen to the goldfish and koi in it is I will eventually build a pond for them and put them in that pond, because koi and goldfish are both pond fish. They need to be able to winterize over the winter, which is when the water basically freezes and they just hibernate. You can keep them in a tank for about a year or two, but eventually you gotta do that. However, though, I would never recommend keeping goldfish or koi in an aquarium, and here's the reason why. Goldfish, they like to breed, and if you get them a big enough aquarium, they can grow big enough and they can eventually breed, and whenever they do that, they lay hundreds of eggs, and it's just crazy after that. It's ridiculous. Some people have just, with their ponds, it's the exact same way. They buy like 5 goldfish that they like, then they breed, and now they have like almost 1,000 after 5 years, and they don't know what to do with it. So yeah, that's goldfish, and generally I wouldn't keep goldfish. However, these guys are the few exceptions because of the way I got them. Each of them has a story. I won't go over that yet. In a future video, when I have the pond set up, I'll do that. So with the koi though, koi are absolutely not a tank fish. Generally they don't do well in a tank, and you should never keep them in a tank. Like I said, the only reason I'm keeping them in a tank is because I can't put them in a pond right now. But eventually they will go in one. So koi can get up to 4 feet long and live nearly 200 years. So not only do you need the space, you also need a place for them to be, and hopefully somebody will take care of that later down the road. But that's the plan with these guys. Now, I know the tank looks kind of crappy for them. I don't have any substrate or things in there, like wood or anything like that. Now, the reason for that is because it's just more work for me to do. When I do turn this into a saltwater aquarium, it's more work for me to clean it up, and I'd rather not do that. So that's the reason why. I know I'm lazy. Forgive me. But yeah, so that's what's going to happen with these guys. Now with the tank, when I turn it into a saltwater aquarium, within about a week, I'll be able to add fish. Now, the way I'm going to do this is, because most people probably know whenever they watch a video on YouTube or go to like a PetSmart, Petco, or maybe into one of their local pet stores, they might say, oh, it might take about 3 to maybe even a month before you can add fish, and then it takes like 3 more months just to add corals, or they'll say stuff like that, which is actually pretty wrong. If you do it right, you can get it set up within a week. So the way to do that is, first off, you gotta make sure you get live rock. A lot of people don't understand how important live rock is. In a future video, when I have a saltwater aquarium, I will go over a lot more of that kind of stuff, like live rock, protein skimmers and stuff like that. Right now, though, I will not, because I myself don't know the full knowledge about that, and I would rather feed you guys the full correct knowledge than stuff that I'm sort of just guessing at here. But yeah, you would want to put live rock in here. Now, hang on, I just remembered. You might be asking, but then how do you know what to do? Well, I went to my local pet store, which it's a really great place in my opinion. The guy there told me how I would have to get it set up and how much it would cost me and all that kind of stuff for it to only be a week, and then I can put fish in. And the first thing would be live rock. And that's just how I'm going over with the list. But live rock, it's the most important piece of getting the saltwater aquarium. And now, whenever you do an aquarium, however many gallons it is, that's how much live rock you need. So this is a 36 gallon, I need 36 pounds of live rock. And the more live rock that you have, the more fish you're able to put in there. Like say you were to double it for this tank, you might be able to keep, alright, maybe you're able to keep an eel and a lionfish then. If you don't double it, then at the very most, all you can do is keep a lionfish. But I will not be keeping the lionfish just because they do get very big, and I couldn't keep a normal one. I would have to go with a dwarf one. And for my first saltwater aquarium, I would like to see a lot more action and a lot more fish in there, so I'll have to go with smaller fish. But before I get to the stocking, let me go over the rest of how I would be able to do this in with a week. So live rock, and then the next part would be sand. I would get a bag of sand with bacteria already in it. Yeah, they sell those at the pet store too. I'm pretty sure they'll sell a version of that at PetSmart and Petco for cichlids and saltwater aquariums. I would always just double check the date, make sure the bacteria didn't die in it, or else you can buy it and there's just a bunch of dead bacteria in there. But yeah, that's another way. It helps a lot faster with your bacteria cycle and all that. And then the next part would be at the pet store I go to, they sell their salt water, and they already have bacteria growing in that salt water. So all I need to do is buy 36 gallons and just fill it with their water, and then there you go. I already have water with plenty of bacteria in there, and then all I need to do is put 2 filters on there with a protein skimmer and just let it cycle for a week, and then there I go. There's enough bacteria in the tank, and the salinity should be right because of the water from the pet store I go to, and the fish are already acclimated to that salt salinity because they use the exact same water that they have in their fish tanks. So that is how I am doing it within a week. Now, once that happens, it will just be the fish. And I'll probably only start off with 2 fish, and then I'll increase it from there. At the very most, I'll probably only have 4 fish and maybe 3 invertebrates or something else like that. But what else is I won't be getting any coral for about a month or 2 after that, not because I couldn't add it, but because it's so expensive to add it. What a lot of people don't understand is you can't just put a single light on a aquarium and think it's good for plants and corals. No, you need special lights for corals and plants, because there needs to be so many colors within that light for things like that to grow. Like with this light, this is only white. So if I were to put a plant in here, or if I were to put coral in here, it would die because of that. And lights that keep coral alive cost like $150, and I need to get 2 of them. And the setup without those lights is like almost $400. So just making this aquarium saltwater will cost me like anywhere from $500 to $700. That's a lot just to make a 36-gallon saltwater, but you know, there's probably cheaper methods out there, but I want to do this right, and I want to make sure there's no problems, so I don't mind laying some extra money down to make sure this goes smoothly. But yeah, that's how much it is just to turn aquarium to saltwater, or at least to make a saltwater tank. But that is how I will do it, and the stocking will probably, at first it will be 2 clownfish, because who doesn't love Nemo? And then I might add a goby or something like that, and I'll just probably add some shrimp, or maybe like a little crab or something like that for the invertebrates. But yeah, that's what I'll basically do, and then eventually I'll put in coral and make it look all nice and stuff like that. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.